Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another week of daily energy draws. I know we didn't have these last week. The energy was really heavy. I had a lot going on, so unfortunately something had to give, and it ended up being the dailies and the collective readings. But we did have an Ascension energy update, a really powerful one for the full moon. So make sure that you check it out. Do make sure that you're checking out the Ascension updates, because for the collective that I read for, sacred union is your path to ascension. So we talk about sacred union, divine partnerships in those Ascension updates, just from a higher perspective, from a higher level. So do make sure that you're checking that out. Because we just had a full moon in Sagittarius and a lunar eclipse, I'm going to start the week using the Moonology deck and see what message we have coming in off of that portal, that shift, off of this energy. So let's start the week off with this. All right, so hope you guys had a fabulous weekend. Hope you guys had a great week last week. We will have a Sacred Union energy update coming up as well, where we look at the Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine specifically. So stay tuned for that. All right, Spirit, what do you have to say for this collective? Communication is key. New moon in Gemini. I think, are we in Gemini season or we're moving into Gemini season? Communication is key, and a new romantic cycle begins at the bottom of the deck here with a new moon in Libra. So what I'm getting is this is all about balance, communication and balance. There might have been a lack of communication in your partnership. You can apply it to any other relationship dynamic in your life, but there might have been an imbalance here. There might have been an imbalance and lack of stability with the scales that weren't balanced out, where one was possibly overgiving, one was possibly overexpressing themselves, and the other, I'm getting the feeling that they were just kind of shut down, withdrawn, kind of closed off. They're showing me the Four of Pentacles, so kind of closed off. That is shifting, that is changing. Things are coming into balance here. And it's because they're saying your energy is shifting. So look at where your energy has to shift. Look at where your patterns have to change. Where are you overextending yourself? Where are you overgiving? Where do you need to communicate more clearly or more openly or more vulnerably? Whichever role that you play, communication is going to be the bridge that brings you two together. Whether this is a relationship, whether this is family dynamics, whether this is employers, colleagues, whatever this is, communication really does bring them together. And they just pointed me to the picture here, and you see the twins, the Gemini twins. That is the bonding of two people through communication. Communication is a tool that is used, when used properly, to bring people together, to bridge any misunderstandings, to bring both counterparts, both parties, back into balance and understanding of each other. When there are misunderstandings, it's usually because there's miscommunication that's happening. It's usually because there's some kind of lack of balance within the relationship, where one isn't receiving, open to receiving, or one isn't giving, or conversely, one is giving too much and the other is taking too much. But we talk about this all the time on the channel. It's the open flow of love. It's that infinity sign. It's what they always show me. And love is meant to flow. Give and receive, and give and receive. That's what they show me, the infinity sign. But with communication, sometimes what happens is things get lost in translation. There is miscommunication because that energy is out of balance. When you're in the flow, you're tapped into each other. You're tapped into each other's vibration on the same frequency. And that is when the words can flow. That is when the communication can flow. That is when the balance is restored. And it's almost, my counterpart always says this, that words can feel superfluous. And he's not wrong, because as much as I love words because I'm a writer, they can be superfluous. It really is a vibration. It really is the frequency. When you're on the same frequency, you understand each other. But it's all the gunk that comes up that blocks that frequency, that vibration, that flow between you and another party. That's where the miscommunication really happens. So think about communication that you have with somebody, and if there's a miscommunication, a misinterpretation, It's usually because maybe somebody is blocked off from receiving. Maybe somebody is defensive. Maybe there is not speaking from the heart. When you speak from the heart, you cannot go wrong. It's when you turn it around around and around in your mind, when ego takes control, when you try to think logically and communicate from the logic mindset, that things can kind of get skewed. But when you speak from the heart, when you speak from the soul, you're speaking truth. You're speaking in vibration with yourself. And that is when you come into balance with the other party. And that is when communication is able to flourish, and thus your relationship is able to flourish. So think about your communication habits. Think about your patterns. Think about what you can do to help nurture communication in your relationship and bring that into balance. All right, you guys. That's going to be it for today's Daily Energy Draw. We'll be back tomorrow. I'm sending you guys so much love, so much light. We'll see you soon.